In a multicultural society, we are obliged to embrace togetherness to erase misconceptions, enhance cohesion and foster relationships. The Jamia Mosque Committee has organized an open day on 26 October 2019, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Members of society from all faiths are invited to the mosque to get a better understanding of Islam and Muslims.
Assalamu alaikum.
Welcome
to Jamia Mosque.
Dear viewers, in case of any feedback, advice or complaints regarding our programming, contact Horizon TV on 0798 974747 or our live call-in number 0711 707 707 or send us a text message on 21951 or email us at info@horizontv.co.ke.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Healthy Thursday is not just about diseases. It's about food, lifestyle, milestones in the medical practitioners field, especially in our Muslim Ummah, and more so, your health. Discover breakthroughs and milestones in the medical field. Learn how to manage diseases.
There was no painful.
Join the discussion. Make better decisions on your meal plans. Improve your lifestyle.
All the doctors who are there were tired of working in maternity and taking care of women. And they say, you are the new kid on the block. We are leaving this department to you.
Healthy Thursday is about you, about your family, your lifestyle. So keep it locked Horizon TV on Healthy Thursday with me, Mariam Mwacharo. Wake up to exciting mornings every day. Active Jumatatu with Muhammad Obura. Tech Tuesday with Yusuf Farah. Wednesday, the special edition Business Chat with Ibtisam Jamal. All about your health on Healthy Thursdays with Mariam Mwacharo. Aisha Khan with thorny pertinent issues every Friday on the round table. Fresh discussions, direct probe in Sabah Show only on Horizon TV.
practice this direction from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala perfectly.
Reminders from the member.
Msije mkafata nyayo na barabara na njia ya shetani.
Saingine Muslim anafikiria ni kupata mali neema.
With the best of Hatibs.
We tasted the pleasure, the sweetness of ibadah. Because the Prophet ﷺ said,
there are no times that can be equal to these days except maybe.
Tune in to Horizon TV and watch Friday khutbahs from different masajid every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m.
تبارك الذي نزل الفرقان على عبده ليكون للعالمين نذيرا.
Ni kitabu kitukufu.
Ni kitabu ambacho cha miujiza
kilichoteremshwa kwa mpangilio.
Hazikuletwa harufu hizi za mkato moja kwa moja.
Hakuna mfano wake.
Na hamwezi nyinyi Makureishi kuwa ni wenye kutunga kitabu kama hiki, ingawa zimetumia harufu zile ambazo zimezitumia katika kuandika au katika kusema.
Miujiza yake Al-Malik.
Mwenyezi Mungu ana uwezo usiokuwa na kifano.
Ni malengo ya Qur'an.
Khazain zote za ardhi na samawati ziko mikononi mwake.
Sheikh Muhammad Badamana na uchambuzi wa Qur'an kwa undani kila Alhamisi saa 3 usiku kwenye Horizon TV.
Question number 1. I am 25 years old woman and recently married. My husband wants me to quit my job and be strictly a housewife. Should I obey him? First of all, both of you must understand that it is very, very important for you to refer your matters to the Quran.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Amani juu yako mtazamaji. Wanakwetu wanatambua kama Mariam Mwacharo. Unatizama The Sabah Show. Naam, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mpenzi mtazamaji wa The Premier Islamic TV Station Horizon TV, karibu tena katika kipindi kinginecho cha The Sabah Show, ukiwa nami Mariam Mwacharo. Kama kawaida, leo ni Healthy Thursday, tunaangazia masuala ya afya. Hapo baadaye tutaweza kuzungumza kuhusiana na swala zima la saratani ama ugonjwa wa kansa. Ila leo ikiwa ni tarehe 24 mwezi wa Oktoba mwaka 2019 sambamba na tarehe 25 mwezi wa Safar mwaka 1441, tayari meli yetu imeng'oa nanga ya The Sabah Show na kukaribisha katika kitengo cha kwanza cha The Newspaper Review, kiwa nami Mariam Mwacharo. Mtazamaji, usione na tabasamu sana, nina rafiki yangu anaitwa Chini na dadake pale anaitwa jina lao gumu kweli kweli. Okay, niseme tu Edward, wananiangalia kutoka Zhangjiajie, nafikiri kama sijakosea. Ameniambia nitume salamu za Kichina na ameniandikia rafa hapa asubuhi. Wamesema niweze kusalimu watu Kichina, kusema habari ya asubuhi ama good morning Kiingereza ni Zhang Shao hao. Natumai basi nimeweza kuipata. Chini, you'll be able to tell me that later. Ila kwa sasa naungana naye mwandalizi wetu wa kipindi, nikiwa naye producer wangu Muhammad Shakombo, na niko naye hapa studioni Bwana Abubakar Mushiri. Kama kawaida huwa tunaangazia kitengo cha The Newspaper Review, ambaye pia ni mchanganuzi wa masuala ya kisiasa, tukianza na kitengo chetu cha uchambuzi wa magazeti. Karibu sana Bwana Abubakar Mushiri. Umeipata salamu ya Kichina? Zhang Shao hao.
Zhang Shao hao.
Zhang Shao hao. Wananiangalia rafiki zangu kutoka Zhangjiajie. Nafikiri kama sijakosea wataweza kuniambia hapo baadaye mtazamaji. Ila kwangu kutoka kwangu kwako wewe ni sabahul khair. Na tukianza na gazeti la Taifa Leo moja kwa moja, hapo baadaye basi kama kuna mtu anazungumza Kichina pia utaweza kuniambia kama nimeipata. Zhang Shao hao. Haya. Abubakar, karibu.
Shukrani.
Naam, moja kwa moja tukianza na gazeti la Taifa Leo, ni habari iliyopewa kipaumbele pale ni Uhuru ateua mzee mwingine. Na habari hiyo inaendelea kusema kwamba Rais Uhuru Kenyatta amependekeza mzee mwingine ateuliwe katika cheo cha juu serikalini, huku mahakama ikipiga breki uteuzi wa Bi Mary Wambui kusimamia mamlaka ya kitaifa kuhusu ajira, nayo ni NEA. Na habari ile inaendelea ukurasa wa pili pale, inaelekea kusema kwamba Uhuru, unajua, ameweza kuteua wazee na serikali yake inajulikana sana kwa kuweza kuteua wazee katika vitengo tofauti tofauti. Abubakar Mushiri, unajua kuna msemo wa Kiswahili ambao husema palipo na wazee hapa haribiki jambo. Je, wewe kwa kweo kumuonekano wako kulingana na hatua ya Rais Uhuru Kenyatta, serikali yake kuweza kujulikana kwamba inapenda sana kuteua wazee, una support ama hausupport? Manake Waswahili kama walivyosema, nilivyotangulia kukwambia, palipo na wazee hapa haribiki jambo.
Palipo na wazee hapa haribiki jambo. Okay, my Swahili is poor.
You can just take it up on English.
But again, on this issue, I wouldn't hold the complete view that let's have all youths, in certain jobs. And again, what is happening currently, His Excellency the President appointing mostly in these senior positions, appointing very elderly people. I mean, you have younger people than 72 years. I was seeing a list of people, who are capable of acting in such positions. Somebody, Abdurrahman Hassan, Kenneth Marende, people who are in their 50s, they have all the credit, all that it takes to hold such a position. But he tends to appoint, older people. You have to strike a balance. In certain positions, some certain positions are very critical. They are very serious. You cannot give the positions to inexperienced people. You have to give the position to someone who is experienced. But again, there are some kind of jobs. I mean, there has to be that balance. Give some jobs to the youth, give some jobs to the elderly. I mean, we need that balance.
But if you take a look, serikali ya Uhuru, it's very well known to also give, to give chance to the youth. He loves the youth very much, especially the ones who bring, development in the economy.
you know, when we elected the president and the deputy president, you know, they came out as young people, you know. I mean, it's the youngest president that we had, and we saw him as a person who will come and open up, you know, the youth, create job opportunities, you know, focus more on building the youth economically, financially, to, you know, in that level. But when you say that he loves the youth, but you cannot see it in the appointment of jobs, I mean, that is kind of hypocrisy, because if you claim something, then you have to show it. You have to show us, at least appoint a youth here or there in a certain position, not all positions, but in a certain position. When I see him appointing all elderly people in these positions, I see him disappointed with the youth of this country, but there is nothing to be disappointed. You know, if you can talk about the challenges that the youths are facing, talk about drug abuse and such kind of things, these are mostly because of frustrations, because of unemployment, and these are the issues that you should be addressing, because majority of the Kenyan population are the youths. So if you're not addressing the issues that is affecting them, and then you're looking at them and saying, you know, they are not worthy of this position, then you're not helping them. So this is something that somebody, you know, his advisors should, you know, tell him, look at this issue, change on it. But I see it as a personal decision, to be honest, but he should change on this. Yeah, youths deserve a chance in this country, and they are the majority. They deserve a chance. Sure. Yeah.
Kumbuka mtazamaji that hapo baadaye tutaweza kuungana naye Leila Duale katika kitengo hiki cha uchambuzi wa magazeti, na naarifiwa na producer wangu pale kwamba Leila tayari ameshawasili. Bi Leila, karibu sana. Baridi leo imekuweza kidogo. Pole, karibu sana katika kitengo chetu cha uchambuzi wa magazeti. How are you? You're doing well? Alhamdulillah, you're here. It's good that you're here. Better late than never. See?
Yes.
Pole kwa jam, nasikia pia ulikuwa umeshikika na msongamano. Mambo ya kawaida hapa Nairobi. Mtazamaji, unaweza kuungana nasi katika kurasa zetu za mtandao at Facebook, Twitter and Instagram at Horizontv Kenya, ama uchat nami directly pale kwenye Facebook yangu Mariam Kasim. Kumbuka tunaweza kukupeperushia kipindi hiki moja kwa moja kutoka katikati mwa jiji la Nairobi, hapa Nairobi CBD, katika jengo la Jamia Mosque. Tukiendelea na uchambuzi wetu wa magazeti, tukiendelea na gazeti la The Standard pale, Uhuru's war on judges. Now top lawyers warn president's move to not gazette new judges is latest blow in the ledger of punitive steps taken against the judiciary since 2017. Last week, Treasury cut the judiciary's budget by a third, and the story continues on pages 5. And it goes on to say, you know, the reason as to why Uhuru refused to gazette is because some of the judges that were actually proposed is because that they had, you know, some cases, you know, to actually react to. So he is not in support of it. And it goes on to say that the president told the High Court that he did not gazette the new judges nominated by the Judicial Service Commission because some of them had integrity issues. And this is one of the things that President Uhuru Kenyatta has vowed to fight. So Abubakar Mushiri, if I may ask you, do you support Uhuru's move not to gazette the judges?
I do not support the move, and Leila, she's a lawyer, she might have a different opinion on this, but you know, let us look at the Judiciary Service Commission. The president is represented by 4 people, you know, in the JSC. Among them is the Attorney General. None of these people who are, you know, representing the president raised the issues in bringing the list of the 41 nominees. Then, you know, the president's role constitutionally is to gazette the judges and swear them in. No, he disapproved the judges. I mean, it kind of inflicts, you know, on the independence of the judiciary. And again, the judiciary is looking at this first from the, you know, the budget cut, and a third of the judiciary budget was reduced, and they see it as maybe it was because the 2017 elections were annulled to, you know, maybe he's trying to get away back or something. But the appointment of judges, you know, the JSC knows who's best for the job, and the president has his representatives in the JSC. So if at all they were not credible enough, if at all they were, you know, they were not the rightful people to get into those positions, then these representatives of the president, the kinds of the Attorney General, could have raised these issues early enough, so that, you know, when it comes to the implementation of the president's constitutional right, which is gazetting the judges, then he should have done that fluently. But, you know, when you say that these judges that you have given me, I've gotten my own sources, that they are not credible enough, I mean, the JSC knows who is best for the job, and it's not your role. It's constitutionally, it's not your role. So this, if at all, these people, yes, we cannot again compromise and say that yes, these judges have integrity issues, but let them get in. We have the JSC. Let the JSC do its role, and then we can have the best of the people as judges.
Leila Duale, you are a lawyer. What is your feeling towards this story?
Okay, I think speaking within the confines of the legal fraternity, to a larger extent, President Uhuru Kenyatta conflicts with the independence of the judiciary, because again, we have been putting our best foot forward as a country towards the full realization of the independence of the judiciary. You can't compare where we are at now and say 20 years back or 10 years back. The judiciary is an arm of the government that is supposed to be respected and given its due, the benefit of doubt, because it has been put there. We have acts which are guiding it. We have legislation which have been put in place, and they are sufficient. So if Uhuru feels that these people, they have integrity issues, what are some of the which steps has he taken towards ensuring that there is transparency towards this act? Because we are supposed to have something that is transparent, open. Let us know why he's discrediting some of these judges, instead of putting the judiciary at the spotlight, looking it as if it's dependent on what the executive says. It's quite unfortunate. And again, even cutting the budget. Why? Look at what the judiciary is doing right now. Let's talk of Narok County, for instance. Narok County has a high court now. Let's go to Nyahururu. Let's go to Naivasha. These are places which, over the years, they just had the lower courts, but right now they have the high court. So the judiciary has been doing what it's required to do by the acts of government, and even what the Kenyans have bestowed, because we have trusted them. And we expect to have development in that arm of government. We have cases which are lagging behind. So if he does not appoint and gazette the judges, what happens to the matters which are in court?
Why not have other judges instead? Don't you think an integrity issue is an important issue to actually look at? It is very important.
That's why I'm saying we need the president needs to be transparent about it. Has he set a commission towards that effect? Has he come and told perhaps the judiciary, because the judiciary right now feels it's as if they've been put aside, and the president is doing all this by himself. So let us know what is happening. If it's an individual, let him step aside until investigation is done.
Yeah, Babakar Bushiri, have something to say?
When the president was talking about the judges who are not worthy of, holding such positions, he was talking about 11 nominees. 11 nominees. I know we have to talk about the independence of the judiciary. And if, again, the judges have, integrity issues and such kind of things, there is a legal way to go about it. I mean, you are the executive. You cannot infringe upon the independence of the judiciary. You have your representatives in the JSC.
Yeah.
Why did they not raise this issue? And again, you talk about the cutting of the budget by Adad. Like a year ago, we used to have mobile courts. During the traffic police, you could find a mobile courts, your case, you have gotten into a traffic offense, the case is solved and such. You go to marginalized areas, cases were being solved under trees, The people went deep with the finances that the judiciary had been allocated. But look at the situation right now. Do we have those mobile courts? Is justice being served in those marginalized areas where they cannot access the courts? It is not happening. So it's hurting the judiciary, and the moment you do not give financial stability to a very important arm of the government like the judiciary, then you'll find failures into some certain extent. Maybe this explains why we have delayed cases in the country. For a murder case to finish, it has to take 10 years, 15 years. For a corruption case to go through, lack of evidence, maybe they do not have enough financial resources for people to get prosecuted. Maybe this explains why. So the judiciary should be given its independence, be given its due. Some of these finances, that were cut from the judiciary and taken to other sectors, they are getting into corruption. I mean, they are getting into people's pocket. So let us put our money where it should be, and then we'll see the fruits later on.
Thank you very much for that comment, mtazamaji. Kumbuka, you can join in the discussion today on our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Horizontv Kenya, or you can chat with me directly on my Facebook at Mariam Kasim. We're taking a short break, but don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Amani juu yako mtazamaji. Wanakuita wanatambua kama Mariam Mwacharo. Unatizama The Sabah Show.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Healthy Thursday is not just about diseases. It's about food, lifestyle, milestones in the medical practitioners field, especially in our Muslim Ummah, and more so, your health. Discover breakthroughs and milestones in the medical field. Learn how to manage diseases.
There was no painful.
Join the discussion. Make better decisions on your meal plans. Improve your lifestyle.
All the doctors who are there were tired of working in maternity and taking care of women. And they say, you are the new kid on the block. We are leaving this department to you.
Healthy Thursday is about you, about your family, your lifestyle. So keep it locked Horizon TV on Healthy Thursday with me, Mariam Mwacharo.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Amani juu yako mtazamaji. Wanakuita wanatambua kama Mariam Mwacharo. Unatizama The Sabah Show. Na mtazamaji, karibu tena katika kitengo cha pili cha uchambuzi wa magazeti asubuhi ya leo, ikiwa ni Healthy Thursday na mimi wako Mariam Mwacharo, tarehe 24 mwezi wa Oktoba. Tunaendelea na uchambuzi wa magazeti. Let us take a look at the Star, and it goes on to say BBI will create powerful PM MPs to join cabinet. The story continues on pages 4 and 5, and if I may just take some time to take a look at some of the paragraphs. The Building Bridges Initiative has proposed the introduction of a parliamentary system of government with a powerful prime minister and 2 deputies, radically overhauling the current system of governance. The BBI team is against the winner-takes-it-all presidential system, largely blamed for political tensions and post-election violence. And the story continues on pages 4 and 5. If I may ask you, Miss Leila Duale, are you in support of the BBI proposing, the system of the prime minister and 2 deputies for the government?
Najua sikubali kushindwa, simshindani.
Simshindani.
Kwa hivyo, whatever they're trying to do is just to create a position for people who lose politically. And we cannot allow this to happen at the expense of Kenyans. Because again, the matter of post-election violence, talking about tribal wars and whatnot, these are crimes and they're not supposed to be happening, and we're not going to create an excuse for them. So if a politician loses, even if he has a support, and if we're supposed to have a system where if a politician loses, we have wars which arise from it, let him take the blame. Because again, we cannot continue playing the tomfoolery games with Kenyans. So the BBI, I mean, if we're talking about development, if we're talking about infrastructure, if we're talking about helping the Kenyan youth, let's talk about that. But creating a position so that nika kurudisha mkono kisiasa, mambo, we're supposed to do away with it.
Serikali ya mkate nusu.
mkate nusu mpaka saa ngapi?
Abubakar, according to the story here, it says that according to the task force, the views to be presented to the president were actually taken into account from the views of Kenyans in the 47 counties, including testimonies and petitions from professional bodies. So, according to them, is that Kenyans are actually in support of this.
You know, the purpose of the BBI, by BBI you are saying Building Bridges Initiative. You know, their purpose or their sole agenda that they present out here is to create unity. But the form that, you know, the route that they are trying in the agenda of creating unity is, they're saying few tribes are involved in the running of the government.
Yeah.
So we need to have an expansive executive so that we can have more positions for people. That is where, from the word go, you go wrong on that. Because, you know, the kinds of tension that arise after elections, it's not because some tribes have not been involved in the government or such. These are, it's the undoing, it's the work of few politicians, you know, who have lost the elections and, you know, they want to pull their side to against the other. So it's mostly on the doing of the politicians. And again, even if you effect whatever they're saying, after that, you know, it won't last forever. After 10 years after that, you'll have two individuals, others, you know, driving the country towards different areas, creating tension and such. But in the BBI, it's not all negative about it. You know, some things are positive. For example, the parliamentary system. But, you know, what I'm not in support of in the parliamentary system is, you know, they are saying of the president as the head of state, the prime minister is the head of government, the prime minister should be elected by the members of parliament, which is good. But how about the president? You have just created two positions which were, you know, being served by one person. So you have increased the wage bill for, you know, for Kenyans, because this prime minister has two deputy prime ministers. He has his office, he has his cars and such. So you have increased the tax burden on the common mwananchi. And again, you know, you talk of the cabinet secretaries coming from the parliament. I mean, you go wrong again, because look at what happened in 2013. We said with this constitution, with this devolution, we'll have the cabinet secretaries being technocrats. You know, so that we can have the ministries being more effective, you know, because a cabinet secretary is more administrative, so you cannot put a politician in such positions. But what are you saying? You're saying that you should have a maximum of 22 ministries, and all of them should be elected from the parliament. So you're saying that MPs will be cabinet secretaries. I mean, these are politicians. You know, whatever they won't do much in those positions. You'll just increase the level of corruption, you know, in the ministries. Nothing will be happening. So if you're talking about building bridges, let it be a societal change. A government for 10 years, 15 years won't change anything. After that, there will be different individuals with different views, and they will be at loggerheads with each other.
You actually talked about the wage bill increasing, and you know, according to from our research desk there, and as you know, they will be creating the 5 positions, yes, but they will be taking out, you know, the nominated MPs and the nominated leaders. So it's like creating 5 but taking out 50. Do you really think that can really increase the wage bill?
You know, when you talk about the 5 being created, forgive me, these are powerful positions. A prime minister, you know, and the 2 deputies, and you know, you look at the resources. So are you saying the powerful
positions will mean that the resources for the 50 people will now start going into these 5 individuals?
They might not fully go, you know, it just might not fit in each other. But again, you'll have overlapping of duties, let alone the wage bill. You have the head of state, the head of government. This is a system which is new. You know, people have been not receptive 100% about the new curriculum. So what about a system of governance? Devolution itself, people have not embraced completely.
Now do you share the same sentiments?
Actually, I've been following what he's saying. It makes a lot of sense, because on one end, where we are talking about creating 5 positions and doing away with 50, and why do we have nominated MPs in the first place? Because we have situations where most of the people who have been nominated, for example, are women, and this is towards bringing the 2/3 gender rule. So we are supposed to look at why do we have nomination in the first place before talking about the 5%. And in any case, we cannot talk about the 50, the wage bill for the 50 equalizing the 5, because you cannot expect the PM to be paid the same thing that the nanny is being paid, the nominated MP. So the nominations are important. We cannot do away with that.
Okay.
Because we are having people who are living with disabilities being nominated, we are having women being nominated. This is towards bringing on board the marginalized communities. So we cannot play with that.
Okay.
It's something that is very important. And again, the 2010 constitution, it's been 9 years. Let's give it time. Let's give devolution time to fully flourish. And if we're saying that there are some things which are not working, it's not because of the constitution, it's because of the individuals who have been put in place. So let's give it time.
Okay.
We cannot be doing, unavai kiatu unaona kitoshikisho unatoa, unaenda kutafuta rangi nyingine we cannot be doing that.
If I could finish, let me finish on this.
Let's just take a look at another story here on the star. Kindly, please, if you don't mind. Senators to probe rampant mass layoffs and business closures. That is on the Star on page 7. A parliamentary committee has launched inquiries into the rampant closure of businesses and laying off of employees across the country. Now, senators raised concerns over the alarming cases of job losses and resolved to probe the matter to save Kenyans who are slowly being turned into paupers. And the story continues to say that many businesses have now been closed and so many people have actually been laid off in the country, making Kenyans even more poor. And even the sport pesa, it talks about even the betting companies, how they have continued to derail Kenyans into more poverty. And now they're investigating. What do you think, Leila Dwali, if I can come to you, what do you think is actually brought into this case? And remember, yesterday on the business chat with Ibtisam Jamal, this is what we actually talked about. Kenyans now even losing job, massive layoffs in very many companies and businesses failing all over the place. What do you think could actually have brought to the country to this state?
Umeona mtu ambaye anakupiga kofi alafu anashtuka, umepigwa kofi, nani amekupiga kofi? So I wonder why the senators and the government they are in awe, because the reasons why the businesses are being closed down day in day out, it's because of the bad state of economy that we are in. Because again, a business cannot run if they cannot pay the employees. A business cannot run if they cannot be able to pay rent. And day in day out the rent is increasing kwa sababu mwenye nyumba anaongeza kwa sababu himself, he needs the money. So that is what is happening. It's the economy. Let them go back and look at what is happening. Look at the taxation. Look at all those things. We are supposed to have tax incentives for local people, because we are having foreign investments being given the tax incentives. What is happening to our local industries, our local businesses? Because the state of the economy right now, I mean, go out, everybody is complaining. There's nobody who is comfortable. Hakuna pesa. There is no money in Kenya. And the reason being, mambo kama haya sasa, tunataka kubadilisha katiba. Haya, we did away with the old notes. Well and good, because to a large extent, that is just one step towards fully eradicating illicit financial flows, financial terrorism, and perhaps even money laundering. That is one step. But again, let's go back and look at the root cause of these issues, because hata tukiongea mambo ya corruption, why are people stealing? Because there is no money. Where businesses closing down, bad state of economy. Why are crimes on the high? Bad state of economy. Why are police taking bribes na hongo? Bad state of economy. So it all narrows down to our leaders fully working towards the best interest of the common mwananchi. That is the question.
Abubakar, if you could give a comment to that very quickly as I bring your attention to another story.
Okay, first, there is no doubt that, betting is haram in Islam. But, Kenya as a country constitutionally allows the thing. But you look at the certain issue that senators are talking about, they want to call the necessary stakeholders. We have had betting firms have closed, SportPesa have withdrawn, and it's largely due to the government. They wanted to increase the amount of tax on the profits, by the betting firms from 35% to 50%. You can imagine having a business and 50% of your profits are taxed. And that's why they couldn't survive in the Kenyan market, and so they withdrew. By them withdrawing, we had 600 million shillings of sponsorship to sports, to football clubs in the country. The sponsorships were withdrawn because the betting firms have closed. So it's again the legislations with the government. When you are taxing people too highly, account for the tax. But some environmental conditions cannot allow a business to run. Like 50% of tax, you can't expect a company to run on a certain level of tax.
Yeah. Let me bring your attention to another story here that has just come to us from our research and also social media desk there by our very own Sadiq Abitam. And it says that Saudi Arabia increases visa fee 6 times. Repeat Hajj pilgrims to get costlier. Now, the report said that a single entry visa will now cost $533, up from $93. A multiple entry 6-month visa would cost $800, and a 1-year visa would cost $1,333. But this one does not apply to the first-time Hajj and pilgrims. This is the repeat pilgrims that are going to Saudi Arabia. And Saudi Arabia has affected a nearly 6-fold increase in visa fee, an order which can make Hajj pilgrims very costly, according to a media report which said many Muslim countries were angry over this move. Now, the report said that a single entry visa will now cost $533, as I've said, up from $93. A multiple entry 6 months visa would cost $800, and 1-year visa would cost $1,333. And I think this is also going to affect our repeat pilgrims, Leila, if you'd possibly comment on this story.
Biashara, watu wamependa biashara. It's so sad, because again, this is a matter of religion. This is a matter of faith.
It is one of the pillars of
yes,
Islam.
It's one of the pillars of Islam. And again, in fact, Saudi Arabia they ought to have reduced the cost of getting the visa instead of increasing it, and increasing 6 times. That is sick, and it's absolutely unbelievable. I wouldn't want to talk much of that because I don't understand the reason behind it. But again, it's something that it's shocking.
Yeah, and actually the important thing to note here is that they have increased this particular amount for the repeat pilgrims, not for the pilgrims that are actually going there for the first time, not the first timers, the repeat pilgrims. Abubakar Mushiri, comment on that.
I also do not know the reasons why they will make such a decision, which is hurting very many people. We have seen Muslim countries have come against the opinion.
However, but Hajj should only be performed once. Yeah, Hajj is only performed once. So if you've gone there the first time, then that's it. If you have the money, give it to somebody else who can actually benefit. For you to repeat and repeat and repeat, it doesn't make it any better than you did it the first time. You do it once, you are forgiven. Khalas, you get a clean slate. Yeah.
For instance, let's say I have my parents, unaona, let's say this time nigeza kupeleka mmoja, haizienda peke yake. Nimpeleke yeye, kisha nikirudi kumpeleka tuseme now my father, tena nilipe tena an extra cost because of taking a parent. I hope you understand. There's some special scenarios where you'll be required to go maybe twice or even thrice. Yeah,
and that's maybe if you're using your own credentials.
Yes,
but if maybe you're taking your parents, I think it's going to be just a one time.
I see them trying to reduce the amount of visitors to Saudi Arabia, to be honest. I do not maybe it couldn't, I don't know if it could be security issues, or maybe they're enough with the money, the tourism money is enough for them. I'm not sure the reasons for doing this, but again, you talk about pilgrimage, they should make it easy for first time pilgrimers, it's okay, but again, I do not know why they're increasing for repeat pilgrims. I do not know.
Okay, with that comment, mtazamaji, remember you can join in the discussion. Actually, you can also send us your comments on this particular story, because it is also very interesting. You know, if you're a repeat pilgrim going for Hajj or Umrah, and you know the cost has now been increased 6 times. What do you think, mtazamaji wetu at the Premier Islamic TV station? Send in your comments on the numbers on your screen or on our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Horizontv Kenya. We're taking a short break. We'll be right back. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Amani juu yako mtazamaji. Wanakwetu wanatambua kama Mariam Mwacharo. Unatizama The Sabah Show.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Healthy Thursday is not just about diseases. It's about food, lifestyle, milestones in the medical practitioner's field, especially in our Muslim Ummah, and more so, your health. Discover breakthroughs and milestones in the medical field. Learn how to manage diseases.
That was not painful.
Join the discussion. Make better decisions on your meal plans. Improve your lifestyle.
All the doctors who are there were tired of working in maternity and taking care of women. And they say, you are the new kid on the block. We are leaving this department to you.
Healthy Thursday is about you, about your family, your lifestyle. So keep it locked Horizon TV on Healthy Thursday with me, Mariam Mwacharo.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Amani juu yako mtazamaji. Wanakwetu wanatambua kama Mariam Mwacharo. Unatizama The Sabah Show. Ni furaha kwetu mtazamaji, kwako wewe kuweza kuendelea kutegea the Premier Islamic TV station Horizon TV ukiwa nami Mariam Mwacharo. Leo ikiwa ni Healthy Thursday, hapo baadaye tutaweza kuangazia swala zima la saratani ama kansa kwa Kiingereza, lakini kwa sasa unaungana nasi katika kitengo chetu cha mwisho cha uchambuzi wa magazeti katika The Sabah Show, na tunaendelea na gazeti la Daily Nation tukiangazia pale ukurasa wa 3. Kuna habari pale ambayo kidogo inatupatia tabasamu, hususan kwa walimu wetu, itazidi kuwapa tabasamu zaidi. And it goes on to say that Kenyan teacher wins first Continental Prize. And it goes on to say a Kenyan teacher was yesterday among 3 tutors who were awarded for the first Continental Teacher Prize by the Africa Union in Ethiopia for their outstanding performance. And that's Mr. Eric Ademba, a teacher at Asumbi Girls Secondary School in Kenya, Augusta Latei Young from Presbyterian, I think if I'm not wrong, Boys Secondary School in Ghana, and Gladys K from the school in Uganda scooped the prizes. And I think this is something important to note. You know, many people, when you ask them today when they're in school what they want to become in the future, they say they don't mention teacher. And I think this is actually a good move to actually recognize our teachers who actually make a difference in the society and help our students to a further level. And it also encourages other teachers, because we've had so many complaints, you know, from TSC. Our teachers are always complaining, you know, pay, not recognizable. Leila Duale, what do you think about this?
Well, this is a very, very, very good thing, because again, being a teacher, it's actually a noble profession, because this is a profession where you raise a child, you spend time with a child more than they spend with their parents. So even as Kenya, we're supposed to look at making life for teachers easier, rather than pushing them to the streets to ask for payment increment of their salaries. So the government should look at this, and why not have this in Kenya? Why not have mega awards, not awards organized by teachers themselves, because we had a teacher from Tumutumu Girls, she's the one who took the Teacher of the Year award again within Kenya. But we're supposed to take this to another level. Let the teachers be motivated, let them work hard towards raising these children, towards ensuring that children achieve their dreams, they achieve their goals. So we're supposed to scale up. We're supposed to up our
Abubakar, do you think that Kenya should also learn from this and actually take a chance and, you know, time to recognize and also, you know, award good teachers in the country?
Yeah, you know, good effort should be awarded in all times, you know. And it reminds me, when you talk of payment, you know, in Germany, teachers are the highly paid, you know, they are most paid. And when doctors and engineers, you know, complain, and the German chancellor was answering them, do you want me to pay you more than who taught you? You know, interesting. But again, you know, these are a result of a person who is passionate about his job. You know, the person is not being forced to do what he's doing. And if you do what you're doing with the 100% passion, you know, without looking at, you know, there are other many professions that could give you much more money and such, but when you do whatever you're doing with passion, you're content and you're happy with what you're doing, these are the kind of the results you'll always get.
Yeah, let's take a look at kazi kwenu serikali kuweza kuangalia na walimu wetu pia. Let's take a look at another story there on the Daily Nation, page 9. Rains threaten smooth running of exams. Schools in certain areas have been marooned while some roads have been washed away. And if I can take 2 paragraphs of that story, logistical and infrastructural challenges aggravated by heavy rains in parts of the country threaten the smooth administration of the national examination for Standard 8 and Form 4 students. Now, we know that the KCPE examination is due to start next week on Tuesday, but Ministry of Education officials are still grappling with how to administer it in areas marooned by floods. In certain areas, the roads to some schools have been washed away. The story also continues to say, you know, that the ministry is actually ready to actually vacate some of these students from areas where, you know, floods have actually brought trouble. They are ready to actually airlift the papers to other areas. And I remember one of the dailies a while back covered, you know, Cabinet Secretary Magoha saying that he's actually ready to do anything, and this year's examinations will be taken without any upheaval or any mishap. If I may come to you, Abubakar Mushiri, do you think that we are actually ready to actually take up our examinations without any upheavals? We know that some of these students have been marooned. You know, rain is not always easy. I mean, Leila Duale is living in town and she actually got, you know, held up today in traffic. Say a case like that, and you know that when you arrive into an examination room late, say an hour late, 30 minutes, you're not allowed to take the exam. You know that that is the rule, right? So what actually should the government do in order to help the students? We know that there are measures to airlift papers, to take, you know, the papers and practical examinations will be done. But what about, you know, hali ya mwanafunzi? What should we do for them?
You know, what we can do for them, it's upon the government, you know, to take up the duty and ensure that the smooth running, because the national examinations are under the Ministry of Education, and we have other ministries involved in the same issue about examination, like talk about Ministry of Interior Security, you know, in charge of manning the exams. And you know, for information, the exams are being airlifted with police helicopters, which is positive, you know, people working together in such a manner. But again, we should be flexible on, you know, in such times we should be flexible. For example, if there are floods, you know, the students will come or the pupils will come late for the exam. Then in certain situations, then you should understand, because you are a human being, you cannot operate 100% under laws. You know, you are 30 minutes late, you cannot do the exam. And this is a national examination. If the person does not do that one paper, he or she has to come the next year. We have to be flexible on such issues. And again, I saw the government talking about to the county governments that they should allocate their funds on disaster management, because this is also a failure on the disaster management part. Because if there are rains, then you can always say that in an year there will be floods, you know, and there will be drought and famine and such kind of things. But again, we sit back and wait for it. We do not do anything about it, you know. Right now we are talking about floods. 6 months from now we might be talking about drought, but who is harvesting the water? No one is doing that, you know. Such kind of, the government should be more effective, you know, in their planning, so that we can have these issues, we do not face them, you know, when they are already with us. You know, we can kind of foresee and prevent them before they reach us. Yeah.
Leila?
Just adding on what Abubakar has said, we cannot be having this same conversation over and over again. When we talk about floods, why not construct all-weather roads? Why not ensure that the water is being harvested? Because just as he has said, right now we are talking about floods. Few months down the line, we'll be talking about drought in the same areas. True. It's quite unfortunate because it is the common mwananchi ambaye anaathirika pakubwa. And these students again, did the ministry know that the students will be sitting exams? And again, the meteorologists walitabiri wakasema kutakuwa na mvua. So what did they do to ensure that when we take precaution? We cannot talk about airlifting papers. Oh, that is prestigious. Well done, they'll do that. But again, what about these students? Before they reach to these examination centers, what kind of hardship will they have gone through? Inabidi wengine wa swim kwa mto ndio waweze kufika wabadilishe nguo waende kufanya mtihani. These are things which are not supposed to be happening in Kenya now.
Yeah.
Because we have money, we have the resources, revenue is being paid, but nothing is happening. So they're supposed to look at this from a different angle, from a different perspective. Let us ensure that these things are worked upon before these times come.
Yeah, and if I can take a comment there from Dula Hamisi, anasema, you know, some of the students wanalazimika kuswim kwenda kwa class. Let me just take a look at that comment once more. And he says the government should actually take a look at this problem because floods si kitu ambacho sisi tunasikia kwa mara ya kwanza. Floods zimekuweko every now and then here in the country. Kitu inafaa ifanywe at least pia sisi tupate kuangaliwa kama wanafunzi. Most of us are even psychologically traumatized. How about some psychological help from teachers? Okay. So anasema how about some psychological help, na pia ameweza kucomment on that story. Mtazamaji, kumbuka unaweza kutuma comment zako kupitia nambari zilizoko kwenye screen yako unazoziangalia ama kwenye social media platforms zetu on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Horizontv Kenya. A very interesting story here as we talk about floods on page 24 of the Daily Nation. Russia roots for environmental protection as it hosts leaders. And Russia was yesterday marketing itself as a conservationist nation as the inaugural summit with Africa's leaders kicked off in Sochi. Now he says that at the start of the business segment of the meeting, Russian officials urged African leaders to plant trees to symbolize commitment to reforestation, one of the key ways identified as a measure to curb global warming and regularize weather patterns. And you remember when we were in school and we were taught that trees help to hold soil, and it also, you know, holds the soil, so it prevents the area from getting floods like we are experiencing right now. They planted trees in Russia. How do you think maybe this move should actually come back to Kenya? Why not our leaders as well join in hands? You know, we see our leaders planting trees. How many leaders do we have, from the president, you know, the opposition leaders, our MPs? How about them take the forefront in planting trees, especially in these flooded areas? Abubakar Mushiri,
you know, as
we talk about environmental conservation.
When we talk about environmental conservation, we should learn from the best. Look at Ethiopia, what they did last month. You know, I always say that for that change to come, you just need that one person who will take a step in front, that revolutionary person. You know, Ethiopia planted 350 million trees in 2 hours. I mean, that's awesome. But we do not have that kind of person in Kenya, you know, to stand and say, let us have this day for. It's all about somebody to. If it's talk about the president, create a day that, you know, let us plant trees on this day, and you'll see people doing great about it. People are just they want just that push, you know, towards doing that's something positive. Yeah. But again, we talk about Russia. Let me take a different angle on this. You know, Russia talking with African leaders saying they're in support of environmental conservation. I think it's political for them. Because in 2015, we had a Paris conference. Africans were affected by the climate change, and we were taking our grievances to France, you know, to talk about environmental conservation. Russia were not involved in the conference. They were not even member of the conference. They just joined lately about it.
Yes,
so I see
15th.
it. Yeah, 15th. I see it as political, but again, we cannot ignore environmental conservation. We need that one person, maybe it will be you, Mariam, to, you know, to sensitize people on planting trees.
Yes, Abubakar Mushiri, after this program, kindly take some few seedlings from outside our office and plant wherever you're going. Leila Duale, on matters of environmental conservation, don't you think our leaders should also be in the forefront? Just like, you know, the way Abubakar has said, let's set a day where the whole of Kenya will be planting trees in segmented areas so that we can actually have reforestation and stop talking about floods for once, you know, in our lifetime.
Okay, one thing that I'd suggest is that our leaders, instead of constantly fighting about a succession of the presidential seat, about, you know, tribal wars and whatnot, let them go back to their counties. Each leader, kama wako 6, wako 8 in the government, let them go back to their counties and lead their people to plant trees. Let us set a day. We are having holidays, Bana. We set a day and we say that as Kenyans, we have decided, let the leaders go back, let them get the seedlings, let them lead. Ikikuja ni mambo ya kusherekea, kupanga mashujaa, kupanga madaraka, watu wamechangamka sana. You know, they're actually using money. Kama for example, Narok County, during the 10th celebrations, they did everything. Wakatengeneza stadium, barabara ikatengenezwa. Hii ni ile barabara ambaye floods imekuwa ikifanyika. Hiyo wakati ilitengenezwa, tulishukuru ndio. But again, there are better things which we're supposed to be doing. We cannot be wasting money on such things. Yet we are having pressing issues which will not affect only us, but it will affect the coming generations. Talking about matters of environment, conservation, let's go back to the Mau. Let trees be planted. Let's go to places like Samburu. We go to Turkana. All these places. Let us ensure that we have reforestation, because environmental issues, people are not looking at the long-term effect. Yes. But a time will come when we will be praying for rain. Watu wataenda mpaka mlima kuomba mvua itakuja.
Yeah, true. And remember that Kenya was once upon a time 100% green. Yes. Once upon a time. Let's take a look at habari ya mwisho hapa katika gazeti la Taifa Leo very quickly, manake naambiwa nina sekunde 40 peke yake. Shirika lataka ulinzi kamili kwa wanaofichua ufisadi. Ukurasa wa 4 katika gazeti la Taifa Leo ni kwamba shirika la Transparency International Kenya linaitaka serikali kuweka mikakati ifaayo kuhakikisha kuwa watu wanaofichua sakata za ufisadi wamepata ulinzi wa kutosha. Yes or no, Leila Duale? Je, unaona kwamba watu ambao wanafichua ufisadi wanahitaji ulinzi ndio waweze kuendelea na kazi yao?
Absolutely. When we're talking about corruption, it does not involve 100 shillings. We are talking about billions of money. Yeah. And these are people who have gone out of their way to ensure that whatever they are doing, it does not come to light. So a whistleblower, even if it means killing that person, it will happen. So let them be given the due protection and security that they need. Because again, we need them. We need these matters of corruption to come to light. We need people to be prosecuted. We need people to be sentenced. Yeah, so it is important. Let them be given the security.
Rais Uhuru Kenyatta, unajua akisema kwamba integrity issues zimewafuata our judges, ndio maana hakuweza kugazeti, and he vowed to actually fight corruption. Do you actually support that? Ulinzi.
My fear is not, the protection of those who unravel corruption scandals. You might unravel corruption scandals day in, day out, but what happens? Are those involved, are those guilty of those corruption scandals, put behind bars? Are they prosecuted? Are they sentenced for a certain life imprisonment time? That's my concern. Let the whip be cracked. Let people get punished for their crimes, and let's reclaim our funds that are lost to corruption.
Naam, shukran sana kwa kuweza kuungana nasi katika kitengo cha uchambuzi wa magazeti, Bi Leila Duale pamoja na Bwana Abubakar Mushiri. Mtazamaji, umeweza kuwa nami katika kitengo cha kwanza cha The Sabah Show, tukiwa katika uchambuzi wa magazeti. Hapo baadaye tutaweza kuungana naye daktari mmoja kuhusiana na masuala zima la saratani ama kansa. Usiende mbali mtazamaji, tunachukua mapumziko mafupi. Tutakaporejea tutaanza swala letu kuangazia kansa. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Amani juu yako mtazamaji. Wanakwetu wanatambua kama Mariam Mwacharo. Unatizama The Sabah Show.